Sag. Hi, here we go. Welcome to my channel, and I'm going to do a general love reading today with the Llewellyn deck, and I will be doing an extended, and the information will be in the box below. Also, I am open for personal readings now, and once again the information will be in the box below. Okay, let's get started here. I'm going to start with a Celtic cross reading. It's a general love reading, so we'll see what comes up. I had this image. This is really, I know, shows, I'll see if this has any meaning. But I saw this image of the Lone Ranger on Silver's horse, and the horse was rising up on its backs, and Lone Ranger, it's at the beginning, I think, of his show, and he was going, "Hi-oh, Silver, away." So I kind of got that image, so I'm just curious to see how that's going to play out as we show the cards. It was kind of a fun image, and maybe it relates to you. We'll see. I think Silver was the name of his horse, and I was thinking about it because the Lone Ranger. So he's alone. Now, once again, these cards are not gender specific, and neither is the image of the Lone Ranger. So, but I do see the Lone Ranger, you know, like, all right, I'm going to go after now what I want, and I'm excited about it, and here we go. And on a horse, so that's kind of, that's interesting, because I got the Strength card at the base, which is almost like that card. Okay, so in the card guiding you from the universe, I have the card of the Lovers. I'm just looking, the reason I like to lay all the cards out first, it gives me a context to see, you know, what's going on here. And I'm just going to leave that as a guidepost now, and I can clarify it a little bit more later. Right now, at the base of the reading, as I said, I showed you, it's a Strength card, which is, you know, kind of man on his horse, you know, conquering them, you know, the enemies or the challenges, I suppose, in the world. So in the worldly world. Above you, I've got the Two of Pentacles as an energy that is guiding you right now. Okay, Two of Pentacles. Now this is about making choices, but it's about making choices for a specific reason. Making choices because it's kind of the yin-yang card, right? If you can see it. I'm sorry. It's kind of the yin-yang card showing the pentacles in each card. So it's creating balance. And it's funny how I relate it to the Lone Ranger, because remember I said he's alone and he's now going out for the next adventure. Now with this as the influencer, what I see happening here is it's the yin-yang, which means having both parts of you, the male and female energies, being balanced out. And that's the influence now. And along with that, in your past, you have done an immense amount of growth. You've achieved a lot in terms of getting ready for this next adventure or this next path in your life. And, you know, you're carrying everything that you've built so that you can take it and build it into where you're going next. So you're not leaving it behind. You're not like just leaping off into the unknown. You actually are well prepared for it. And you're now looking towards the next part of your journey, or the next part of this trip. And like I say, you're using it, you're taking it with you. So wherever you land, you're ready to set up house or whatever. On you, you've got the King of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay, so these are, I'm just going to draw another card on that. Oops, sorry, I got these the wrong way. We've got the Page of Swords. So this fits for the new adventure. And as I said, with the Two of Pentacles and the Strength card. So this is moving, and therefore you got these two pages on you. So part of you is waiting for a sign, which is the Page of Swords. It's like you are ready, and you're ready to take the next steps. But you're guarding your position. You're standing solid, and you're going, okay, show me a sign and, you know, and a message. And once again, he's there with the horse. So the Lone Ranger again, ready to go on the adventure, but waiting to see what unfolds or what messages come. And then the Page of Cups on top of that. So the Page of Cups is like, you know, kind of like the readiness of this next adventure to be a heart-centered adventure. So being ruled or being guided by the Lovers from the universe makes sense here. And I do think it is about finding that partner, that mate in your life. And underneath that, we've got the King of Cups. So the Page of Cups and the King of Cups. Now the King of Cups, once again, and the Page, these are non-gender specific. So it's achieving a certain level of development in terms of this new adventure is about taking love to the next level. So maybe in the past you've experienced love, you've had partners, you've had love affairs, but they haven't really developed. They haven't been, you know, the grown-up kind, for lack of a better word. And part of that was probably because you got the Strength card at the base now. So my guess is the reason for that was, you know, maybe you were afraid and therefore you weren't ready for that higher level love relationship. And therefore you weren't at a king or a queen level yourself. So therefore, as a page, now you're going, I'm getting ready for that. I'm getting ready to move into that. And that's why you now have the Strength card, because you don't want your fears to be sabotagers or stop you in any way. And I've got the Devil here with the Strength card. So the Devil and the Knight of Swords. So possibly at the base, what might have happened before is you were tempted by things that weren't going, you picked them intentionally because they weren't going to lead to something sacred or holistic or anything like that. That's where the Devil comes in. It was kind of like tempting you, but it wasn't really tempting you, because I think your own fears brought that in, because that enabled you to stay in your fears and not conquer them. Then you've got the Knight of Swords. So another thing I can see here, these are kind of two sabotagers that you used, I think, in the past. And the other one is the Knight of Swords. So, you know, in the past, when you went after things, you went after them, you know, full hard, like with the sword, very fast and very furious and, you know, quick. So maybe, you know, you didn't know these people that well, and then maybe, you know, you go, okay, this person I'm going to have an affair with, this person I'm going to get involved with, this person, you know, just very quick. So between the temptation and the quickness, I think, whereas now you do have the Strength over you to find the balance, to find the yin yang, to find the infinity, okay? And this is new for you. And you're going after a grown-up situation now in a spiritual way. I don't mean grown-up in a chronological way. And you've got the Nine of Pentacles in your near future and the Ace of Swords. So like I said, I think you've come a long ways, and I think you're feeling very secure with the knowledge that you've accumulated. It's like you've planted a garden, like, you know, if you're a farmer, you've planted a garden, and now it's harvest time. So you've planted the garden has grown, you've got all of this richness, this, you know, knowledge, security around you in your life, but now but they're still alone. If you see this card, this person is still alone, right? Like the Lone Ranger. And now it's time to harvest this and use it in a way. And you've got the Ace of Swords too here. So it's, you know, the Ace of Swords is a catalyst to say, you know, use the sword as truth. Before, when you used the sword as the Knight of Swords, it was immature again, because you just moved into things really quickly without thinking. Let's go, oh, I'm going here, I'm going to do that, I'm going to conquer, I'm going to do that sort of thing, right? Whereas now, I think with the Ace of Swords, because it has the crown on it, along with the King of Cups, right, which has the crown on it, it's more of a mission. It's a well thought out mission, like, you know, if you think of King Arthur with the sword, and this sword is coming from the universe, it's coming from the ether, it's coming from spirit, and it's saying, okay, I want you to use the sword this way now to help you discern, to help you with your own fears, because a lot of what we discern is coming from, you know, our own things that we're afraid of. You know, like a child at night sleeping and afraid that there's stuff under their bed in the dark. It's their imagination. And I think that's where a lot of your fears have come from. And now, as I say, you know, getting ready to find which guiding you is the Lovers, which is, you know, a soulmate card. It's time to cut through that fear. You have done a lot. You've come a long ways, and you're the wounded warrior here with a Nine of Wands. Now, the wounded warrior went through a lot to accumulate the development and the growth that they, you know, as I said, have in the past. And they're going to take that with them. They're going to take these wands with them. You know, this is their path. And they're going to build their new life. But you see the wounded warrior wondering, you know, how do I move into that now? You know, can I move into that? And still being a little bit skeptical. So once I believe this person, this warrior, moves into what they built, then they'll absolutely realize who they've become. We got the King of Swords down here, and I'm going to draw a card on that. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. So I kind of think that the King of Swords in this case is an actual person. And once again, it's not a gender, so it could be a male or a female. But I do believe this is an actual person that is coming. It's in the near future. I'm not sure if you know them yet. They're very experienced in life. They're very at a place. Now, with the Knight of Swords that you had below you before, as I said, it was kind of reckless energy. With the King of Swords has learned how to use the sword in a way that you've now learned in order to uncover truth. So, for instance, King Arthur would be the King of Swords, right? Because he has Excalibur and he's learned how to use the truth. And it has given him the security and the grounding that he needs, or that you need now. You've built, King Arthur built Camelot, so that gave him his security before Guinevere came in. So it's the same kind of idea, where it's you are in a place where, as I said, the Nine of Pentacles, you do feel like you've got that grounding, and therefore I do see the King of Swords as being, a partner for you. Now, whether it's an actual person or a concept, I'm not sure. We'll see. And then in your subconscious, you've got the King of Wands, thinking, the kind of person that I really want to be with, somebody who's very calm and on their path, and, I can trust, they're like a friend, or, all the things that I believe. So you've playing around with different concepts, in other words, here, to see which is going to fit for you. The moon is in a position in your environment showing you that there are still things that are being, shown to you. Enlightenment is still there into the dark crevices of, the Sagittarius mind kind of thing, or the heart, and still uncovering them. But they, this is calm water. This isn't stormy water. You've got a hawk here, so the hawk knows how to navigate it, and the moon is lighting it up. So I think this is a natural place for you to be under the moon. I think the moon is a natural guide for you. Position of what you want, I've got the Judgment card. As I said with the Wounded Warrior, you know that you've been through your own form of battle, and now you're at a place where there's calmness around, and you've taken the time or you want to take the time, and you have taken the time, and, to put it all together, to contemplate where your future, or, okay, where do I go from here, now that there's peace. So this is the time of peace. And then there is light showing through a tunnel, will come in a dream, or in a, something that will imprint you, that will say, there's new perspectives coming your way. The fears that you have had are going to change. Okay, this is like the message that the messenger back here on you, the Page of Swords, has been waiting for. And it's in a position of what you want. You really want to hear that. You want to hear that the messenger is telling me that my fears are no longer going to be the ones that are, keeping me from going after something more solid at this point in life. We've got the Page of Pentacles in the outcome. So I see you as, you've got 3 pages here. So definitely new beginnings. You're awakening and you're ready to take some steps. Okay, on the page. I'm just going to draw an oracle now to close off this reading. And as I say, I will be doing an extended, and you can find the information in the box below. Risk. Right. In order to take risk, we have to overcome our fears, and we have to trust. And that's what I believe this is about, as I said, with the devil, kind of bringing fear in the past. And now you've got the strength card over that. So the risk is another sacred journey marker. So the signs that you're looking for, right, as you stand as the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups over the King of Cups, opening your heart and understanding that now the risks will be, as the moon and the hawk, they'll be shown to me, right, as markers. I won't be walking darkly through them. All right. Thanks very much for the reading, and if I don't see you in the extended, I'll see you in a week. Bye, Sag.